But sometimes you capture those moments whereby they actually go near to each other, sniff, and are okay with it, and that's quite sweet. Okay, here we go. I'm just complete
Alright.
this up. I know I'm fighting a Zerg, so I'm just gonna complete the wall, sending out the scout, and the standard.
Wait, so you knew you were fighting a Zerg right from the start?
Oh, yeah, I actually picked Zerg. You want me to continue?
Um, okay, no, because if you're fighting against Zerg, and if you know you're fighting against Zerg, my question then is why aren't you building a low ground pylon and a low ground wall?
Oh, I thought you do. I thought you wall your immediate face off. No, you
N-
wall off the
No, no, no,
entry.
no, no. You don't. And I had the unfortunate experience of having this on ladder once. Okay, l- do you have any questions first, or do you want me to explain?
Ah, you can explain.
Okay. Here's the issue. Okay, let's talk about when you wall off this way first. You wall off this way when you're fighting against Protoss specifically, because
Oh,
you need to be able to throw down a pylon or a shield battery in the case of the two adepts. And
ice.
only and honestly, that exists only to fight against two adepts. Because if two adepts get in your middle line, it is 4 to 7 workers killed. And I've seen this in tournaments, grand finals of
Only four
tournaments
to
that
seven.
I've casted. Sorry?
Only 4 to 7. If left unchecked, they can kill your entire mineral,
Well,
right?
yes, but normally the player responds. But the issue is that normally it's 4 to 7 workers on one base. Furthermore, in a PvP, if you kill that many workers in a perfect mirror matchup, and on top of that, it's perfectly preventable. Which is that you have Probius on the high ground, ready to throw down the shield battery to stop the shade from going in. If you have a
When you
wide,
see the adepts, you immediately have to throw it down. Oh my god, that's so much.
in actual 1v1 PvP, yes, and this is the same for Terran. If the adept attempts to shade in, you need to lift the depots in time. Although
Yeah.
same for Zerg. Now, but the big issue. Okay, so that's purely PvP. There are some other minor benefits like immortal pushes and whatnot, but the real reason is to stop the adepts.
Although Protoss needs to commit a lot more than Eren though. How
Uh,
much more?
Not really, because what the higher level pro players will do, and honestly takes a bit of micro, is that the adept will shade. Probius throws down, let's say, a shield battery. The shade will bump against the shield battery. And they will probably cancel because you should have units on the ramp. Like you should have a stalker or your own adepts on the ramp.
Hmm?
The enemy cancels the shade, you cancel the battery.
Also, you're only spending some minerals lah.
Yeah, you're only spending like 25 minerals as opposed to
Oh,
losing 250 in probes. In probes.
I see, I see.
And
Makes
that
sense.
attack can happen at the 4 minute mark, which drastically staggers Protoss economy.
Yep.
Um, and it's very sad. Okay, but coming back to Zerg specifically, the reason I know this is because I once played against random as a Protoss, and I went for the high ground and it was a Zerg. It
Oh,
then
okay.
occurred to me that, okay, think about it. If the Zerg chooses to do not even a full rush, but even that 3 or 4 minute rush, how difficult would it be to get my. How would I be able to hold my expansion without that wall?
Nice. Okay.
Because if you're investing resources up here, yeah, that's not bad, and this is honestly what you have to do against random. But if you know it's against Zerg, like these structures could be down here, and you can have a wall, which is by the way generally 3 structures, before
Okay, but
even
can
before even the fastest rush happens. Yes.
I see. So can I actually wall off with just three?
Okay, so the ideal, and honestly, this is gonna take practice, and I've lost ladder games because my wall was messed up. Um, You can wall it off with a gateway, a cyber core, and another building, either a gateway or, in some rare cases, a stargate. The general idea is you want to have one space for a unit to be on hold position so that things can go in and out.
Ah,
There have been actual cases in pro games, and I mean like the Korean pro games, where the wall is done and it's good, but it can't fit the immortal and the archons out.
oh no, they have to trash. Oh, they have to trash one of the big build.
Yeah, so either they block one of the big buildings or they elevated them over the wall. But even in that case, it's not that insane because at that point they already have their third base up and they can warp in from there. If not, they'll just blow up the building and try to rebuild the wall. Because at that point, what's 150 minerals to a fully saturated 3 base economy? By the way, you watched Deer vs. Scarlet, right? The one
Yeah.
where she repeatedly bashed through. Yeah, that's why the low guard wall exists.
Ah.
Because only then he could have any hope of holding a 2 base economy. And if you're 1 base against 1 base against Zerg, like even if Deer held that on the high ground, he would have held that more easily. He could then be economically behind because if Scarlet switches out and quietly drones up, the advantage is gone. So yeah, that's why against Zerg, I would recommend even in AI games you attempt to practice the low ground wall.
Okay.
It is just like standard, but like the only time you see this in PVZ is Protoss is going for a dedicated cheese, and this is normally a forge. Cannon Rush. So yeah, every Protoss makes a low ground wall unless it's a cheese. Now, of course, if I think it's AI, so I expect them to be less aggressive, but yeah, that's a short lesson in walling off low ground. Yeah, okay, that's. Do you have any questions?
Always again.
Say again?
I've always practiced this wall. I always thought mineral. I don't know.
I'm sorry, you always thought middle what?
But like, I always thought I all of the. Yeah, it does sound.
Yeah. Again, that's the thing about Protoss, and this is why Protoss, and I asked a Diamond Protoss player, this is why Protoss is a bit screwed against random, because there is literally no way to scout before you put down your first pylon. And that kind of affects the rest. But if you're actually fighting against random, this high ground wall off is what I would say is best. Because yeah, it's not optimal against Zerg, it's bad against Terran, but it's good against Protoss. Whereas if you go low ground expand, it's bad against Terran, bad against Protoss, but good against Zerg. Such is the trichotomy of playing Protoss, I guess. By the way, you're getting cut off here and there. Am I getting cut off?
Oh, yours is okay though. Okay,
Uh,
so what do I actually do against Darren? There's nothing much.
Nah, against Terran, you can put your high ground pylon wherever you want. If you want to block the Reaper jump spots, you also can.
This map cannot.
Sorry? Oh,
Cannot
no,
too
no,
many.
no, this map you can.
Yeah, you can jump from some.
You can reduce the surface area. Okay,
Oh.
for some reason I can't pick, but you see the ledge to the right of your pylon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you put one pylon
Right
slightly
there.
far back, you put like you can actually, you should be able to have your gateway and your cyber core up before the Reaper arrives, and the Reaper is almost certainly going to be coming from this angle. Unless the Terran player does a dedicated go around the natural into the main.
Yeah.
Of course, that has its own risk, because later if a siege tank and marine show up, then you have a problem. But for against Terran, there's no real like wall meta, because both sides are playing with range units, generally speaking.
Can I continue?
Yeah. If we're done about walls, then we could continue.
The walls I see the spawn. But how was my? I think my macro was quite okay.
Did you know that this is effectively a rush?
Yes.
Okay, maybe not very hard, but if I see this against elite or very cheater, it is always a rush.
Yes. Oh, I saw road. Wait, did I? I forgot. Yeah, I saw the road.
Okay, so no, that's.
To map.
Yeah, it's a rush. Right? The roaches are heading across the map to fight you right
Oh,
now.
yeah. I saw the road. Yeah, I built the tree
Should
going
have
down and
should have built a shield battery on the low ground, but okay. Okay. Oh, you lose a stalker. Okay, that's bad, Michael.
yeah, oh, this micro was terrible. Okay, I quickly drawn back to the tree. Uh, yeah, at this point of time, I realized there was Arthos. Oh, I think I realized it sometime ago.
Yeah.
I realize it now. Wait, I forgot if I realize it now. No, I don't. Oh, yeah, this is.
Oh, this is bad.
So I'm chronoing, immortal, as much.
You
As
should have done that like a minute ago, like the moment you saw the roaches, but okay, you're coding it now. That's better than nothing. Isn't it still
bro,
gonna get overrun?
I built the robo the moment I saw
Okay.
the alert for the
Oh
battery.
man, like this is actually an
Turns
example.
out, actually doesn't work because shield battery.
What are these stupid roaches fighting?
I'm trying to hit the shield battery.
Oh, if they had just gunned down
Aim
the.
is
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not bad, you actually hold. You're
this
very
was
behind, but you're still alive. Oh man, if these roaches just went after your middle line rather than going after your nexus, you'd be
I would
very dead. Okay, but at least you
oh
held.
they have 40 wounds to
At least you held, I'll give you that. So that begs the question, why did you throw down a bunch of shield batteries on the low ground?
yeah, I immediately thought I should have fought the high ground, but yeah, because of the ramp advantage, I completely lost the ramp.
Yeah. Okay, this is an example. If you actually had a wall up, this would have been the exact Deer versus Scarlet like kind of situation. And you saw having the wall there helps.
Oh yeah, but this is the first time actually shield battery.
Yeah.
Last game.
Okay, wait. So the question is, the moment you saw the spawning pool before a second base, did you know that it's gonna be a cheese? Did
I
you know?
suspected, but I didn't know. It was
Okay.
only the when I saw the roach moving, I'm throwing down the robo. Okay, I'm
Okay.
going to.
Because okay, as in 1v1 on oh no on any actual ladder, if it's a pool before a hatch, it is an automatic rush, in my opinion. Which meant that the road. Say again?
To make spawning. So far.
No. Notice that even the game I played, I went hatch before pool. That is the stock standard for almost anything.
The AI destroyed his folder. Any idea why or any reason?
Sometimes they like 1v1 players don't do this, but sometimes they want more surface area to move out.
I
But normally you have those boulders there because even Zerg can wall off.
see me just spamming uh,
That's kind of a good. That's an okay choice. Immortals are good against roaches.
I don't think I went. Okay, 11 minutes at pace.
Yeah, but that's kind of understandable because you took a lot of damage earlier. Okay, Colossus are out. That's good.
My God, I have idol.
Yeah. You have a bunch of workers over at your double forges.
Idol's advantage.
Yeah. You have double lands, right? Which is. Come on, slow down, slow down. Wait, where's your main army? Oh no, I thought you were going for a push. Never mind. So what's
Oh
the?
my God, there was a changeling there. Oh man, I did not even know.
Well, now you know what a changeling is. Yeah, if you go to their vision, like Zerg vision, it's pretty good. Although this is why I say that AI Zerg is the one that plays the least like normal Zerg because their creep spread is terrible. It's non-existent
Oh, wait, they do spread.
compared to what you see me or ladder players do.
There's literally only one creep right to
Yeah, so okay, you're getting your upgrades. That's good. You got quite a bit of idle workers. Your worker count is not too bad. By the way, in game, try and get it up to 70 workers.
70.
Yeah, there's actually a reason for that. Okay, tell you what. Pause the replay first before the fight starts. Then let me go through. Okay, do you know what's the optimal number of workers to get?
Only. I
Okay.
only know it might
Say again.
only know actually.
Oh crap, you're getting cut off.
No, I don't actually know the proper number. All I
Okay.
know is you should what do you,
What do you call it?
I only know to set base. I don't actually know.
Okay, okay. So let me put it this way. The optimal. By the way, okay, never mind. Let's talk about the workers first. The optimal number of workers to get for Terran and Protoss, let me talk about them first, is generally considered to be about 70. The reason being is that somebody did the math a long time ago, and they figured that the optimal economy to get if you're pushing for the 200 supply late game is 30 base full saturation. Now, if you think about that, that is 22 times 3 at 66.
Oh,
And and the reason you want to go slightly over that is because you want to take into account for lost workers, because your enemy should be harassing you, and your enemy should be attempting to slow you down. And in fact, what I find to be a bit more optimal for Terran and Protoss is that you get to 70 workers and you have your force base like not yet fully saturated, but at least there. Because once you reach 3 base saturation, as you can see from right now, your main base is kind of mining out. So that's where the force base comes into play. For Zerg, those numbers need to be higher, sometimes up to 80 workers, because remember the drones turn into the buildings. So if you're building spores or spines or new hatcheries, you're gonna lose workers just by the nature of the Zerg economy.
thing.
Yeah, right now, honestly, you should have your force base on the way. But then again, this game was a bit weird because of the economic damage you took at the front.
Oh,
And any other questions about eco?
I continue.
Do you have any other questions about economy?
Oh, so
Okay, okay. Again, sometimes you're getting cut off, and I don't know why. And I might not be able to hear every single thing you say.
no worries. Just let me know.
Yeah, okay. All right, we can continue because I see there should be a fight coming up one way or the other.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
A bit first.
Okay, here they come. Did you know about this attack, by the way? No, no, you didn't. You're not in position at all.
This was the decision to execute base race.
Base trade, but yeah, yeah.
And I learned a horrifying mistake.
Which
Zerg
was?
can recover from a base race much easier than I can. Oh my god,
E-
I changed go there, my had full vision of my
Yeah, they had full vision of a lot actually.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Well, the other thing that Zerg had the eco to build a good amount of standing defense. So even as you're pushing into their natural, like you notice the zealots are dying on spine crawlers.
Yeah man,
This I see. Now the Zerg no longer messing around. Huh?
yes yeah. Strong.
So do you know what you massively forgot in this particular? Which unit you're lacking?
Anti-air?
No, you have no Archons,
Ah
and you have 2,000 gas.
I didn't spec into archive.
You realize do you know that Archons do bonus damage against biological?
Oh, they do, I didn't know that.
Oh, it was in my video guide, but yes.
Ah I completely forgot. The thing you told me, I honestly
There's also yeah, but well, oh my, oh this Zerg army is being very generous. Like all they have to do is eat the extractor. Oh wait, no, you have another base. Never mind. Um, it's not just Zerg is better at a base trade, but the Zerg expanded far more out earlier than you.
yeah. Okay, honestly, after this, right, nothing much happens. Just I destroy more stuff, and eventually find me.
Yeah, but this was still. But even if you won this game, you know it's a technical loss because the Zerg would have just eaten all your structures and be done with it.
Yeah.
Like you could not have beaten the Zerg army with yours. Um, which is sad.
Yeah.
Yes. Um. Okay, so let's talk about what went wrong in this game. Hmm. Okay. How about you? You tell me at the start. What went wrong?
Alright. Now that I know the wall's supposed to be, okay, wall should have been low.
Uh huh.
I think this was fine. Scout. Cons definitely. I think I put too much emphasis.
You put too much emphasis on.
Gas. I didn't really use
You put too much emphasis on ass.
gas.
Gas. Kind of.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And apart from that, I don't know. I don't think that this race was bad. Because I don't think I would have won the army.
No, no, you wouldn't have. Okay, let's click. I think return to game. Then we can look at the game state at least.
Okay.
Um. Okay, you are definitely correct to say that the wall it hurt. In this case, because the AI actually decided to rush you. Um. You actually scouted the pool and you, but you didn't react to it.
Yeah, not fast.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about StarCraft. It's actually scouting, seeing what's happening, and knowing how to respond to it. That is a very satisfying experience. And then the enemy just crashes into your properly prepared defenses that you hold. Um, of course, as you climb the ladder, players get better and better at dealing with it and transitioning. So,
I
um,
see. What I should have done was, assuming I had a wall on the bottom base, I should just immediately throw down two shield battery,
yes,
garrison my. I see. Okay.
yeah, sure, man. You should throw down the robo faster, cut probes if you need to, uh, because unless I'm very mistaken, at that point in the game, like when a Zerg commits to do a rush, and you see this in every pro game, they need to cut drones.
Yeah.
And if you are still probing up, you can probably get 5 to 10 workers ahead, and you'll be fine. And here's the thing about the Zerg economy. Like, if you look at the Zergs, you're still in game, right?
I'm
Yeah, if you look at the Zerg's third base right now, they have 5 spine crawlers.
let me.
That's 5 drones. Which means that the
Oh,
Zerg. Say again?
yeah, I found it.
Yeah. Which means, okay, so here's the thing about Zerg economy. A Zerg can be 10 workers ahead against a Protoss and a Terran, and it is still considered equal economy.
Because they need to.
Yeah, because look, if a Zerg has 5 buildings in their main, a spawning pool, a mailing nest, a roach ward, 2 Evo chambers, that's 5 drones effectively dead. Whereas Protoss, Prometheus just goes around and summons a building as need be. The counter mechanic is that Zerg can build workers faster than anybody else. So all you needed to do was to hold that attack, and you would have been theoretically economically ahead. The one suggestion I have for when a situation like this occurs, have you ever considered grabbing your war prism and harassing the enemy?
As of now, no, Lin. You got to.
See, so I noticed that you are generally playing your Stalker Immortal Colossus, which is good. You're getting better at that. Your upgrades were at a relative. Like you had the tech for upgrades. You tried to transition to Stargate. I think your Stargate transition was too early.
Yeah.
Because all those resources in the end did help you out.
Yeah.
Um, the other thing I would suggest incorporating to your playstyle, apart from the early adapt, is that look, once you have Blink, try to go up to 10 or 15 stalkers and then go and harass. Because one way to get back into a game that you're losing is to do effective harass. Because the idea of harassment is to do efficient damage. Like, think about a Terran drop. Let's say the Zerg did this to me as a Terran and, I'm down 10 workers. A drop can absolutely reverse that, especially if the drop takes no damage. Same for Protoss. If you could like walk up to the fifth base or fourth base, gun it down and blink out before the Zerg army gets to you and you lose, let's say, 5 stalkers, that's worth it. That's how you get back into games that you're behind. That being said, it's a very tough micro. It's it's tricky micro, but it's fun micro. Okay, well that was a good attempt. Still, do you have anything else you want to say about this game?
Nope.
Yeah, the AI is getting more and more competent. Have
The
you?
rush.
Yeah, they actually did a semi-competent rush. I think against Elite and Cheetah, it's faster and it's also more dedicated. Because they went for a Ling Roach attack, I think. The higher levels were
Oh, I
just.
don't think they went link. They just went.
I saw some links, but yeah, it was mostly roaches. Oh, they would hit with like almost double the amount of roaches. Because they would just forget all the links, just go roaches and roaches only and attempt to win the game there and then.
Okay, so co-op or ladder?
I'll let you decide.
Ladder. Pro. I think the MMR is on your side.
Okay,
We can do one unranked.
sure. I'm still exiting game.